In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to make a simple little guessing game. Um, the computer's thinking of a number between 1 and 100, and you're going to try to guess it in at least 10 tries. So I'm just going to use a binary search kind of thing. So I'm going to use 50. It's lower, so 25, lower, 15, lower, so 10. Okay, it's lower than 10, so 5, 3. Okay, it's higher than 3, and between 5, so that means my number is 4. And then it tells me that I guessed it in 7 tries. Now it says to press the enter key to exit. There is no play again. We're going to add that whenever we get to classes. Now, just to show you, if you do take longer than 10 tries, I'll show you what it does. Alright, so I'm just going to continually guess 1, and then I didn't guess it within 10 tries, so I lost. And that's it. So I already have the code here. It's not very large, but it's just for you to get used to the syntax of Python. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to import our random module that comes prepackaged with Python. And now we're going to welcome the user. So we're going to print to the screen. I'm going to give it 2 tabs and say welcome to guess my number. Okay, and then we're just going to print the rules to them. So we're going to use the print function again. I can use stars just like I did in the last one. Okay, now we're going to print the rules. The computer chooses a random number between 1 and 100. Try to guess its number within 10 guesses. And I'm going to print some more stars at the bottom just to give it a nice little look. And I'm going to make it even with the period. Same thing for the top. Okay, and we're going to just test it as I build the game. So to keep the window up until the user presses enter, we'll just put the input function and just say press the enter key to exit. And I'm going to give it this backslash n. I'm just moving it to the next line. So I moved it to the next line twice just to give it a little space. And here's our little game so far. It just says, welcome to the guess my number. I'll put a space after the guess my number. And by space, I just mean a new line between it. The computer chooses a random number between 1 and 100. Try to guess its number within 10 guesses. And because I've added this little backslash n, it should have put a new line. Oh, I didn't save it. My bad. There we go. Now it has a line space between the rules. All right, so now we're going to set the initial values. So what we're going to do here is set, I'm going to name it computer guess. Okay, now this is where it's going to, the computer is going to choose its random number. Or to make it easier, we could just put the number. We're going to access the random module by typing random.rand range, or we could do rand int actually, 1 and 100. So the number is going to be a random int between 1 and 100. It's just like I have here. Okay, so now we're going to set our guess because we need a guess to enter the main loop. So we're gonna ask the user for their first guess. So I'm gonna name the variable as guess, and it's gonna be the int of the input function, and we're just gonna ask the user take a guess. Again, just like I have here. Now, after the user takes a guess, we need to increment a variable to keep a count on how many tries or how many guesses they've taken. So we're just going to say tries equals 1 because they took their first guess here. So now we're going to enter the games loop. This is where the meat of the program happens. So while the guess is not equal to the number, so while the guess is not equal to the number, we're going to continue to ask for a guess. So if guess, well, I should say, if we should probably put up here, and tries is less than or equal to 10, so they have exactly 10 tries. Okay, so now if guess is less than the number, so this is like if the number was 50 and they guessed 25, so we need to tell them to guess higher. So we're going to print higher, and then we're going to increment their tries. So plus equals 1. So the plus equals 1 just takes the number that tries already has, which is 1, adds 1 to it, and then reassigns it to tries. So this will make tries equal to 2, and then next time it'll make it equal to 3. All right, so now we'll do else. Well, let's do elif. So else if guess is greater than the number, we're going to print lower. Because if the number's 50 and we guess 75, we need to tell the user to guess a lower number than they previously guessed. And again, we're going to increment tries. All right, now else means that they've guessed the number. So we're not going to, well, let's see. So if they guess the number, it'll exit the loop. So we don't even need an else here. I'll leave it as elif so you could just leave this comparison. Now, in every while loop, we want to ask them again for another guess. So that's what we'll do. Now we'll just have print try again. For formatting reasons, I'm going to put a new line here so that there's a space between the stars and take a guess. Okay, now, so far we have the computer choosing a random number, the user taking a random guess, and setting the tries to 1. Then we tell the user, as long as the guess is not the number and the tries is less than 10, we'll keep telling the user to try another number and also tell them if they need to guess higher or lower. So now we just need to say, well, what happens if what happens if the guess is equal to the number? So we'll have if guess And this is outside the while loop because if the guess equals number, it's going to exit the while loop. If guess is equal to the number, we're going to print congratulations. We'll also say you guessed the number in, and we'll put now we'll put tries here to say how many tries they took. Tries guesses. Okay. So congratulations, you guessed the number in this many guesses. Format, so I'm just gonna put a new line. If the tries is greater than 10, we should make this less than 10. Greater than or equal to 10. Okay, so if tries is greater to the equal to 10, so if they already took 10 guesses, it's going to exit the loop. It's going to tell them, we could tell the user, sorry, you used up your 10 guesses. You lose. Again, this \n is just to format. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that's it. So let's see if our game works. Gives us the directions. We'll take a guess. We'll say 50, and it just kept saying higher, and it used up all our guesses. So we didn't get to guess again for some reason, and the reason is because we put this print try again, and instead of asking an input. So again, we're going to say guess is equal to the int input. Try again. So now we're going to actually get prompted to try again, and then we get to have a new guess. So that was our error. So now we're going to take a guess. I'll try 50. It tells me to guess higher. So I'll guess 70, higher, 80, higher, 90, higher, 95, lower, 93, higher, so 94. Congratulations, I guessed it in 7 guesses. Entered it, exit. Okay, now let's just say if I do all the ones, 1, 1, 1, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tries. Sorry, I used up my 10 tries. You lose. Okay, now the only lingering problem in this simple little game is if I just press the enter key and do not enter a number, it crashes. We're going to handle, this is exception handling, and we're going to get to that in another game. So we're not going to worry about it in this one. I'm not sure if you could see what I did here. The input, keep the window up until your user presses enter, and we're just using the input. Sorry if you couldn't see that earlier. And that's the entire game. See you in my next tutorial.